The PowerA FUSION Pro 3 featured in today's review was provided courtesy of PowerA. Tournament-style controllers continue to grow in popularity thanks to their feature sets and ability to help improve performance in a number of different titles. For Xbox players in particular, there is no shortage of great options to choose from, and even Microsoft itself offers a fine option in its Elite Series 2 lineup. For more budget-minded consumers, something like the PowerA FUSION Pro 2 offers nearly all the same features at a fraction of the cost, making it an ideal alternative. Now PowerA is back at it again with a new refresh of the premium FUSION Pro line for Xbox consoles and PC. The PowerA FUSION Pro 3 looks to take everything the company learned from its previous two offerings to make the ultimate controller for Xbox fans. While the FUSION Pro 3 offers a number of significant upgrades over its predecessor, it isn't without some drawbacks as well. At first glance, there is little to distinguish the FUSION Pro 3 from its predecessor. The default configuration of a black faceplate with rubberized grips remains a nice sight to behold, though they do blend in more than on the Pro 2. The D-pad has been aesthetically altered to have a more defined edge and less gloss. The D-pad is also less troublesome to press this time around. Otherwise, the face of the controller remains largely unaltered. Every Xbox button expected will be found, and each offers a satisfying level of resistance when pressed. The PowerA volume rocker likewise remains in place. Thumbsticks feel like they have less resistance than other PowerA pads and first-party offerings, but thankfully they remain within acceptable margins. By removing the Pro 3's faceplate, players are able to swap out the default sticks for the included tall convex and tall concave sticks at will. Extra sticks can be stored in the included carrying case for safekeeping. Sadly, only one faceplate is included in the package this time around, unlike the Pro 2, but the Special Edition Midnight Shadow plate is a fun one to look at. Bumpers remain a PowerA highlight with a nice flat build and clicky presses. Triggers this time around, though, are a bit of a drawback compared to the Pro 2, as they offer less resistance when pressed. The trigger locks are still present, however. The back of the controller is where the major difference between the Pro 3 and 2 occurs, with the removal of the Pro Pack in favor of 4 integrated advanced gaming buttons. Functionally, they serve the same purpose, but personal preference will determine the satisfaction with the change. Regardless, each has a nice textured finish and a satisfying press. Overall build quality for the Pro 3 remains strong, with the pad able to take everyday wear and tear in stride. Even more aggressive gamers will appreciate the levels of punishment the Pro 3 can take without faltering. For any gamer that found the Pro 2 too heavy, know that PowerA has removed the weighted plates from the Pro 3, resulting in a much lighter pad. It comes close to standard PowerA enhanced controllers, but does remain slightly heavier thanks to the faceplate and extra buttons. The included braided USB-C cord fits firmly into the controller's USB-C port, ensuring no accidental unplugs. Jumping into gameplay, the FUSION Pro 3 put on an impressive showcase with each game tested. Every action and movement registers well, and the improvements to the D-pad are a huge plus in titles that heavily rely on them. Playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 no longer borders on frustrating as with the Pro 2 and its stiffer D-pad. Face buttons likewise feel better in use than those on the Pro 2, but the difference is nowhere near as striking. Bumpers on the Pro 3 remain a joy like every PowerA controller tested to date. The micro switches within provide a satisfying feel when pressed, and no matter the grip, they trigger without issue. Thumbstick performance was the biggest surprise, however. In Apex Legends, disabling a controller's look dead zone often results in drifting out of the box for many controllers. Even a brand new Elite Series 2 core controller could not escape this fate. The FUSION Pro 3, however, presents no drift whatsoever on either stick out of the box, which in turn leads to tighter controls and precision. It feels on par with Hall Effect sticks during gameplay, but running them through a tester on PC shows it doesn't have the same diagonal accuracy one would expect from Hall Effect. Regardless, the performance is incredible, and thanks to swappable sticks can be better adjusted for every title. Shooters once again benefit greatly from a taller stick. Rumble is another area that sees the FUSION Pro 3 gain a significant upgrade over its predecessor. While the rumble on the Pro 2 was good, it was incredibly loud and intrusive, especially with its impulse triggers. The Pro 3 rumble has been refined to the point of perfection. The main rumble motors provide an excellent level of feedback while not being overbearing. The returning impulse triggers likewise provide ample feedback in supported titles, only this time they aren't going to force you to wear a headset to escape the unwanted loudness. Overall, a huge area of improvement that shouldn't be taken for granted. Speaking of headsets, the Pro 3 headset port has worked perfectly for every wired set I have tested it with. Spatial sound options also work as expected for players hoping to use Dolby Atmos. The Pro 3's wired connectivity also ensures that no audio cutout will happen during play. PowerA's built-in volume rocker again ensures players can fine-tune the volume without having to rely on menus during the heat of battle. The ability to mute the mic with the press of a rocker is still appreciated on sets without that capability. The highlight feature of the Fusion Pro line has always been its 4 remappable rear buttons. The Pro 3's shift to using advanced gaming buttons like other PowerA controllers is an interesting one. It's great that players still have access to 4 individual buttons that can be remapped in-game on the fly at any time without the use of any dedicated software. They register promptly and feel solid during play. The textured feel further amplifies the experience. Their alignment, however, doesn't always feel the best depending on grip and play style. They are never inaccessible, but it isn't as nice as the previous Pro Pack. Not being able to remove them in more casual titles is also a minor disappointment. They get the job done in the end, and that's all that really matters. Sadly, the triggers on the Pro 3 don't quite live up to expectations. The looser pulls, while great for shooters and other quick press genres, don't lend themselves well to more precision-based gameplay. It isn't hard to get used to it, but it is still a step down by comparison. The advanced gaming buttons integration into the pad also gives it a less premium feel compared to the old Pro Pack, but again, the personal preference of each player will really determine how well they will be enjoyed. Finally, as good as the USB-C connection with the controller is, a locking system on the cable like the one found on the Spectre Infinity would have been nice to see to ensure the cord always remains attached. As with the Fusion Pro 2, the Fusion Pro 3 offers players a controller that offers Elite-style performance and customization at a fraction of the cost of first-party options. The updates made to the controller over its predecessor go a long way in refining the overall playing experience, with thumbstick performance being a particular standout. It isn't a perfect upgrade, however, as loose triggers can impact more precise titles, and the new advanced gaming buttons will be hit and miss depending on preference. Overall, it is a worthwhile upgrade over its predecessor, and a controller players should be looking at. And that, my friends, is the PowerA Fusion Pro 3. Overall, a fantastic controller for anyone looking for tournament options, or a tournament-style controller, rather, and not breaking the bank. You get great functionality, you get programmable buttons. Do, again, be aware that the trigger resistance is a little bit less than I would personally like, but overall, just great controller, and one that is bound to treat all of you very, very well if you want to dive in. Again, not one that is going to break the bank, unlike the Elite Series controllers can, and other options from other companies. So, PowerA has been putting out a lot of good stuff. I can wholeheartedly always recommend them. They have yet to let me down with any of their Xbox equipment, and the Fusion Pro 3 is just another example of a controller that is just going to be a solid performer. Now, again, it is a wired controller, so if you can't have wires in your setup, do be aware of that. This is not a wireless option, so it is wired. But thank you so much, as always, for watching today's review. I hope you have found it informative and gives you some things to think about when it comes to the Fusion Pro 3 here. But at the end here, if you could all do me a couple of huge favors, please be sure to hit that thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on how much you like this review, as well as that sub button notification bell so you can see when new videos go live on the channel. Loads of new content always come your way, and I'd love to have each and every one of you along for the ride. For anyone interested in helping support the channel and keeping it growing, you can also check out that join button here on YouTube or the Patreon link in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Little goes a long way to keeping this place up and running and bringing all of this content directly to you. And big shout out to all of our current backers. Thank you so much again for believing what we do here and helping us keep it going for so long. You are all amazing. Thank you so very much again. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay awesome, keep on gaming, and we'll see you back next video.